She laughed before she even opened it. The envelope I'd chosen carefully, sealed in creamy stock, discreet and deliberate, like every quiet move I make. I'd tone it just right, not ostentatious, not underwhelming. Inside, 3 months' rent, covered anonymously, no note, no strings. Just dignity, offered silently. But she laughed anyway. A sharp, brittle sound like porcelain cracking beneath pressure. Her voice rang out, laced with mockery, trying to compensate for not being needed in this family. The room erupted. Cousins doubled over, her husband slapping the table with glee. Even my wife laughed, hiding the curve of her smile behind her wine glass. I didn't flinch. My hand moved before my thoughts caught up, slipping across the table with the stillness of finality. I took the envelope back, calmly, fingers curling around the gesture before she could fully dismiss it. She blinked, startled. I said nothing, but I watched her closely. I noticed how her laughter ended first, how the shimmer of control drained from her face while everyone else was still chuckling. That moment told me more than words ever could. I stood. 10 minutes later, the room was a war zone of voices, shouting, pleading, reasoning. But I wasn't there anymore. I had already left long before I reached the door. Because rot doesn't begin with betrayal. Not really. It doesn't start with branches breaking. It begins deep, in the roots. December 4th. I came home early. No reason. No fight. No suspicion. Just instinct. A still, quiet afternoon, wrapped in winter light that made everything appear false. Too clear, too exposed. She was in the kitchen. My wife. Not surprised. Not guilty. Just motionless, like something paused mid-thought. Her phone, face up on the counter, glowed blue. Same room next week. Can't stop thinking about your hands on my neck. I didn't speak. She didn't know I'd seen it. I walked upstairs, slow and silent, staring out the window at snow-covered branches. I remember wondering how many lies you could bury beneath snow before the thaw unearthed them all. That night, she kissed me like we were new again. Too perfect, too practiced. So I kissed her back and started making a list. You don't confront a storm. You chart it. You study its patterns. You let it unfold on its own, and then you strike. The next morning, I stared into the bathroom mirror and wiped away the steam. My face stared back, unflinching, composed. Cold. I started tracking everything. Dates, receipts, discrepancies. December 2nd. A business meeting in Midtown at 6:26 p.m. Her assistant said she was out of the office all afternoon. December 9th. Spin class with Laura. Laura was in Chicago. Instagram confirmed it. Every lie peeled away, thin and soggy like wallpaper in a damp house. I bought a burner phone, created a new email, ordered a DNA kit. Her mother always said our daughter had her family's sharp cheekbones and hazel eyes. Funny how specific denial can become when it needs to protect something. One night, while our daughter slept, I used an old toothbrush to gently swab her cheek. She murmured in her dreams. I didn't blink. 6 days later, the results came in. I didn't open them right away. I let the subject line sit in my inbox while she made dinner and told me about traffic and politics and a new show her sister liked. I nodded, smiled. Hey! The taste of truth was already there. The words were sterile, clinical. Probability of paternity, 0%. I didn't move. The house fell into a vacuum. Wind whispered against the windows. The clock ticked like a countdown. And inside me, nothing. Just absence. Like someone had cleared out a room in my chest and left the door open. She came into the study later, smiling. Have you seen my charger? I handed her a new envelope. Not the one for her mother. This one was smaller, thinner. She opened it, saw the printed results. Her hand flew to her mouth like she could shove the truth back inside. I didn't yell, didn't ask. She whispered my name once. Just once. Then silence opened around us, black and endless. She cried. I didn't. Christmas Day. Her family gathered in coordinated red sweaters, pretending to be whole. A performance. Her mother handed out gifts like a queen blessing her subjects. My gift came last. She opened it with drama, already squinting in anticipation of her own wit. Then came the laugh, that same cracked porcelain sound echoing to their laughter like a ricochet of contempt. But this time I was ready. The envelope hadn't just held money. It held a test. A final blade, sharpened not with anger, but truth. They failed. I took it back, said only 3 words, useful to know, and they began to unravel, pleading, explaining, trying to build a bridge over the crater they'd carved in me. I stood by the door, coat in hand, looked at my wife, told her, simply, the next envelope is for the lawyer, and walked out. Snow fell again, soft and heavy, but it didn't feel pure. It felt quiet, the kind of quiet that fills morgues, the kind that haunts memories. I drove. No music, no destination, just the sound of tires against slush and my thoughts at last, unclouded. She had lied. Her mother had ridiculed me like it was family sport, and I had smiled, endured, studied, not for revenge, for clarity. They say forgiveness is strength. They're wrong. Strength is knowing when to leave, without a speech, without a scene, without mercy. At the next red light, I caught my reflection in the rear-view mirror and smiled, not because I was free, but because I was finally alone with the truth, and that, too, was useful to know.